just the two of us.
The chords are.
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us.
So if you were to solo, if you were to improvise over that, how would you approach that? So we could play the chords if you want to.
Should we do trio first?
Yeah.
Let's try that. Do you want to try it?
What I'd like to point out is when writing music, not only is it okay to accidentally take something from somebody else, but it's like the best way to write music.
Yeah.
And I've realized that songs that I've written were just direct copies of other things.
Yeah.
And Mozart says that, and like film composers say that. So this chord progression being from another song is such a cool thing because you were probably walking around, you heard this chord progression, and it got so stuck in your head, and you internalized it so much, you're like, that's mine. and it is, and that's the best part.
Igor Stravinsky said that good composers borrow, great composers steal.
Hey.
So, in the next time we improvise, or do something, I'm going to steal the beginning of The Rite of Spring. So we're gonna play something and just listen for The Rite of Spring.
And I want to clarify, what we're saying is to steal musical ideas,
Yeah.
not just to steal. That's bad.
This is mine now.
Mine. All mine.
Solo. So yeah. So A minor, right? Or how would you play? Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Let's do it.
There we go. 1, 2, ready.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's perfect.
Okay, so play less. So play an idea and then stop for a little bit.
Yeah.
Play an idea and then stop for a little bit.
Like different ideas each time.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe it could be.
So listen to how much it breathes, more breathes, because it was great, but you want to let the phrase breathe a little bit. Playing a lot of notes is awesome, but it's going to make everything feel a lot tighter. So,
You know, one of my favorite teachers, Hal Crook, said we have two things in music. We have notes and we have rests. And so
notes and
notes
rests.
and rests, and
Notes and
you got to
rests.
use both.
So let's try that. Just play something and then stop for a measure. Play another thing and then stop for a measure. Play another thing and then stop. All right, let's try it.
2. Nice. Yeah, I like that. See, I feel it.
And that gives room for us to do something else. Listen to that. So let's do that same thing Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Yeah. So you hear there's almost like there's a story being told.
Yeah.
He plays and then gives us room to play. And so it's important to always be listening to the other people in the band to understand where that space is. If everybody's playing a lot of notes at the same time, it can get a little chaotic. But that felt really nice. Even it was just simple. It was just simple. So that's awesome.
And I think what we could do, so on piano, you have all of these buttons in front of you. So you want to press them all. So what's a really good exercise is just do one at a time. So if we were to do it again, you can copy the saxophone. Like I can't do 2 notes at once. So we can solo and go. You know? So A minor, right? Yeah.
Simple. Let's do call and response.
Let's try it, yeah.
Play a phrase and then.
1, 2, 3.
So you want to make an idea that will be memorable, so that other people can hear it.
I'll do something, and then you respond to it. Like a conversation.
Actually, let's demonstrate you and. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Jared and I, we'll do it first. So what Seabass was saying, there are notes and there are rests. So right now, you've got a lot of notes, which is awesome.
That's the jazz.
But let's try adding a lot more rests.
Less notes. In fact, one note.
Oh yeah.
Just one note.
Yeah.
Play one note. All right.
You gotta be so intentional about that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. One note.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. See? This is amazing. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
So what's happening? You can tell, like, all right, that's too many. For me, that felt too many. And it was really interesting too when you heard the one note. It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Intention is very important.
Oh,
That
yeah.
note was intentional. It was just
Yeah.
like, bam.
We knew it.
And what you're doing when you're soloing is you're making a composition. So if you're writing a melody, you're not going to be like, You know? So it's the same thing. So it was so clear how the composition was building. It's one note, 2 notes, 2 notes,
Yeah.
3 notes, 3 notes. So as soon as it was like 2 notes and then 5 notes, everybody heard it was like, oh no, something happened, right? So let's try it. 1 note, 1 note.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll just like take our time.
Yeah.
We're not in any rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
limiting yourself in your practicing. When you're practicing improvising, these different techniques to kind of limit what you're doing and shrink the availability of notes or the rhythms that you're playing, right? It can lead to some really great ideas, and it kind of forces you outside of your comfort zone, right? That's what the big takeaway should be. And shout out to Buffalo, New York, Grover, Washington. Yeah. From my hometown, so yeah. So I'm just going to give him a quick shout out. Thank you very much.
Another important thing, you should be able to sing what you play, or it helps to sing what you play. So when you play just one note, like, ba, yeah, ba, ba, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to match the pitch, but just like if I was to play it's like, ba, ba, easy. If I was to do, like, I don't know what I just played, really. And it's helpful to internalize the music so that you can sing it rather than having to rely upon your fingers. Because you're playing all these things in A minor with the blues notes and all that, but you're not internalizing it yet. So let's do this right now, and I want you to do this. I want you to solo, just you, but have a conversation with yourself. So I'll give an example, like, guys, can you just play that groove and I'll do the example. 1, 2, you know what to do. Hey! Ba, 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 ba. That's right. Da, 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 da. Sing it, Adam. Da, 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 da. Hey. Da, 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 da. I sing it, and then I play it on my instrument. I've internalized that idea, and it feels natural to me. I want you to just come up with something. My singing voice isn't good. It's not a good singing voice. But literally just saying, blah, 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 blah. Even just some rhythm, So say the rhythm. It has to be very simple, and then play it the second time around. So let's try that. It could literally just be blah, blah, blah. But you've got the idea, yeah. Simple, very simple.
And you don't have to feel pressure to start right away. Just wait a little bit. And,
Yeah.
All right. That.
All right.
2. Ready? Go.
Good.
Woo!
Good.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, all right. Simple, even more simple. That's good though.
Take your time. We're cooking in the kitchen right now, you know?
practicing improvisation is to be able to internalize it so that you yourself can create the music and not rely upon your instrument to create it. That was great. That was great.
Hey guys, we should. So sorry.